I'm a gamer.
I'm that guy at work who won't stop quoting Caddyshack.
I'm Mark Twain, and this is Jurassic Park.
We are Binge Pipe!
Prepare your body for enjoyment with this upcoming Binge Pipe programming.
Ugh. Home from another day as a busy CEO, and the last thing I have time for is making dinner.
We hear you, Karen. Why not try the box?
The box?
Each week, a box of Harvest Fresh ingredients arrives at your door, along with fun, easy recipes. Take back that grueling time in the kitchen and spend it with your loved ones at the table.
That's great. If only I didn't have to spend hours online shopping.
Binge Pipe feels #blessed to bring you Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, please, no whistleblowers.
Hey there, I'm Cookie Masterson, and if you trick me into saying my name backwards, you automatically win. You know what they say, two's company, three's company, plus Cookie Masterson. Now, remember, after this moment, you will be forever changed. First on the docket, the perpetual motion of the Oceans franchise. Which of the following equals the number of oceans traditionally considered to be on planet Earth? Oceans 11 minus Oceans 13 plus Oceans 8, Oceans 12 minus Oceans 11 plus Oceans 13 minus Oceans 8, Oceans 8 minus Oceans 11 divided by Oceans 12, or Oceans 12 minus Oceans 8. Let's see how that shook out. Aha! You fell right into my ridiculously complex and borderline incomprehensible trap. Correct your mistakes in the future. No, I'll get it. Traditionally, the Earth's oceans are divided up into four: the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian, and the Arctic. And Oceans 12 minus Oceans 8 equals Oceans 4. But if we don't do something about our carbon emissions, soon we may end up with so many oceans that the novelty of the original film will be all but forgotten. Why not try McCarthyisms? Help me remember something. What's that movie where Melissa McCarthy plays the loud, boisterous, yet lovable woman with no filter? I think she robs a burger joint in it. Identity Thief, Tammy, Bridesmaids, or The... What'd you guys pick? This was only posing as the right answer. Oh, great movie. But no. Were you thinking this one? Oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. I would hate if I was only known for my loud and lovable voice, which is why I focus on just being loud. This one's known as our luxury line of spells. And get ready to do some shopping because it's time for this or that. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's something you can buy at Gwyneth Paltrow's online store Goop, or something you can buy in the Weasleys' joke shop in Harry Potter. Think fast, you'll...
Binge Pipe offers everything you need, including menu screens. Here at Binge Pipe, name recognition is priority Binge Pipe. So binge pipe a Binge Pipe, and remember that Binge Pipe always binge pipes well into the Binge Pipe of Binge Pipe. Binge Pipe hopes everyone is enjoying the party. Have you met You Don't Know Jack? Binge Pipe, providing quality entertainment since the end of this sentence.
Hi, I'm your host, Cookie Masterson, and when I put on the sorting hat, it told me I had lice. Two players. Well, I'm glad you two found each other. And since we've got some folks in overflow seating, I'll be tacking an audience bonus onto every question. The better the audience does on a question, the less bonus money goes to the players. But if the audience really tanks it, that right answer is going to be worth big bucks. So let's get to it.
Time for question 1.
Let's start with Frasier. I hardly knew her. Kelsey Grammer was the subject of the show Frasier. Grammatically, in which of the following is Kelsey Grammer the subject of the sentence? I am on a camping trip with Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer's knife goes missing from the tent. Kelsey Grammer rips the tent to shreds, screaming my name in anguish. Or I am being hunted by Kelsey Grammer. Hope you like what you picked. The subject is the thing or person in the sentence that is doing the verb. Kelsey Grammer hunts me, Kelsey Grammer chases me, Kelsey Grammer is being my king of nightmares. You get the picture. And how'd our lovely audience do? Congratulations, your friends are morons. That means that right answer is worth even more. You can thank me later.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Here's one I like to call Every Kiss and Reality Star Begins with K. Place the 3 Kardashian sisters in alphabetical order by first name. The oldest, the second oldest, the youngest, the second oldest, the oldest, the second oldest, the oldest, the youngest, or the youngest, the oldest, the second oldest. Who picked what? Really? Why didn't you pick this? Chloe, spelled K-H-L-O-E, is the youngest. Kim, K-I-M, is the second oldest. And Courtney, K-O-U-R, etc., is the oldest. If you aren't just a little bit angry after this question, you might want to check your pulse.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Take a good look at I Hear the Blues A-Callin', and it's a this or dat. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a type of salad or a type of omelet or egg dish. Don't think too hard. I'm only giving you a few seconds to decide between tossed salad or scrambled eggs. And you're both doing this together, so look alive. Ready? Let's go. Cobb. Denver. Gado. Glob. Tortilla Española. Tamagoyaki. Niçoise. You really excel in the middle lane. All right, let's move on.
I don't need you anymore.
And now, all the president's antacids. Suppose a U.S. president was forced to share a medicine cabinet with all their cabinet members. What would you not find in there? The vice president's antifungal powder, the press secretary's hemorrhoid cream, the attorney general's throat lozenges, or the secretary of state's nose hair trimmer. Okay, who chose what? The press secretary is not an official cabinet position, so they'd be keeping their hemorrhoid cream elsewhere. But it's not like they couldn't make some room in there. Does the Secretary of Agriculture really need that many jars of Vicks VapoRub? Coming up, just the scrambled eggs for me. If Niles Crane becomes Nile Crane, how far will he stretch? From Seattle to Portland, from Seattle to Kansas City, from Seattle to Washington, D.C., or from Seattle to Caracas, Venezuela. Okay, what'd you pick? The Nile River is about 4,258 miles long, which means Niles can lie down in Seattle and reach a little beyond Caracas if he wants to. It's kind of weird we've had 2 Frasier questions. I thought we had an algorithm to stop repeats like that. Well, weird glitches happen sometimes, I guess. Round 1 is over. Let's take a look at those scores.
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand, there's a soft spot on every apple. It's you. We have another screw to help our targeted numbers.
And remember, round 2 screws are more powerful, and they'll net you more cash for each player that gets the question wrong. So don't forget to use that thing. Player 1, I'd answer fast if I were you, unless you're looking to get screwed. Oh, and remember, questions are worth twice as much in round 2.
You're doing so well, Cookie.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Next, I've been screaming at equine zombies and I'm hoarse. What would be an appropriate title for a show about zombie horses that don't quite go full speed when trying to kill you? The Walking Dead, the Cantering Dead, the Trotting Dead, or the Galloping Dead? So what'd you pick? A canter is just below a gallop, making it the second fastest gait of a horse. This way you can ride a horse and eat a cowboy at the same time.
Mes collègues sont des crétins.
Coming up next, giving birth is hard enough. And oh boy, best butt zit slime chore.
It's time for a
Think fast on this one. The longer you take, the less cash you make. Okay, eyes up, here we go. Look at this gibberish phrase and tell me what classic TV catchphrase it rhymes with. Don't booby thy labor. And don't let that punctuation trip you up. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. If you want to live next door. Will you be my nearby residence? Let's make sense of this, shall we? Let's get on with it, shall we?
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of eight.
I call this one, I like when she tore him a new one. Say Frasier's ex-wife Lilith acted like her namesake in Hebrew theology. Oh, come on, another Frasier question? All right, keep it together, Cookie. What might she do in a very special episode? Steal Daphne's baby, set Eddie's heart on fire, devour Frasier after sex, or turn Bulldog into an actual bulldog? And how'd we do? Honestly, I don't know. Whatever. This would have worked. Lilith was Adam's first wife, who went on to become a child-stealing demon. Okay, let me read this punchline. That's right, much like the show Frasier itself, Eve was just a spin-off. Okay, I thought we hired some younger writers for this game. Why are all these questions about Frasier? This feels like Volume 1. Let's try. I have been informed that Frasier is apparently very popular with millennials. I still feel like I'm being pranked by some of the elderly writers on staff, but anyway. How would Dr. Frasier Crane greet callers on his radio show if he wished to welcome them and follow the first step of the scientific method? Go ahead, caller, I'm predicting. Go ahead, caller, I'm experimenting. Go ahead, caller, I'm hypothesizing. Or go ahead, caller, I'm observing. I love this part. Whoa, whoa! This answer feels lonely. The first step in the scientific method is observing the natural world and asking a question that you wish to answer.
Sabes que es lindo, yes, perritos.
Up next. Okay, let's get this over with. If Frasier is the Odyssey, what is Cheers? Oedipus Rex, the Iliad, Electra, or the Persians? Well, what do you know? You knew that screw was coming, player one. Embrace the change, or don't. Let's see who got it. This might be discouraging. The Iliad comes before the Odyssey, much like Cheers comes before Frasier. Well, now that we're almost done, all the writers can go home and go back to binge watching Frasier. Nice screwing, player two. This is your cash now. Oh, and it looks like we've got a name change. Yeah, I love that screw. It's time for the attack. Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. You are here. I hope you know where everything took place. Good luck. Player 2's got it! Congratulations, Player 2. You're the big bad winner. Maybe one day we won't need to have winners and losers and we can all be equals. Anyway.
You don't know Jack!
Enjoy this exclusive behind-the-scenes content from You Don't Know Jack.
Oh, my name's Greg. I'm an intern here at Jackbox. I'm supposed to come in and take lunch orders. Cool. Nice. You want chips too? All right. Yeah, no big deal. Oh, you want to know about me, huh? I have plans. Big plans. But don't worry about it. Lunch should be here in about 30 minutes, though.
Thank you for joining us for this Binge Pipe bonus content.
Get ready for a block of classic You Don't Know Jack commercials from previous games. I'm Schmitty, your guide to the past here on You Don't Know Jack Oldies Radio. Do you remember where you were when you first heard these classic commercials? I do. I was at work. Let's spin a few.
Lonely? Poor? Depressed? Let the Psychic Enemies Network put everything in perspective. Psychic Enemies guide your career.
My psychic enemy told me to abandon my cancer research facility for a menial low-paying job at the Perky Putt mini golf range. Thanks, Psychic Enemies.
Psychic Enemies give financial advice.
After I gave him my social security number and bank account number, my psychic enemy predicted bank fraud.
Binge Pipe is chill and distant about bringing back You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, we won't be ignored.
Hey friends, Cookie Masterson here to tell you that Binge Pipe turns Mondays into fun days and weekends into strong beginnings. And they have an outstanding copywriter. Looks like we have a good old-fashioned duel on our hands. Who slapped who with a fancy white glove? And welcome to all of you in the audience who couldn't be bothered to buy the game. I'm adding an audience bonus just for you. All right, let's move.
Time for question 1.
To get things rolling, haters gonna hate. Suppose fans of Bill Hader call themselves haters and only like movies with Bill Hader in them. In that case, which film are haters gonna hate? Trainwreck, This Is the End, Adventureland, or Superbad? So who got it? This answer is Superbad. Bill Hader was in Trainwreck, Adventureland, and Superbad, but he was not in This Is the End, so his haters would hate it. But fans of Danny McBride, who I can only assume call themselves McBridesmaids, probably loved it.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Try this on for size. Good tidings, my ass. Every Christmas, carolers come to my door demanding figgy pudding and singing, "We won't go until we get some, we won't go until we get some." What crime are they committing? Assault, breaking and entering, extortion, or blackmail? Okay, let's take a look. Extortion is the use of threats to obtain someone else's property. In this case, my sweet, sweet figgy pudding. How many people have turned to crime over a little figgy pudding? Can't we be happy with just the good tidings?
Why don't we do it with free?
Feast your eyes upon this. Goodnight, darkness on the edge of town. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a character from a famous children's book, a character from a Bruce Springsteen song, or both. Answer quick. You'll only have a few seconds to choose between from a children's book or from a Springsteen song, or both. And you're both doing this together, so pay attention. All set? Here we go. Curly Pearly. Go Kart Mozart. Outlaw Pete. Be the Cat. Little Dynamite. Gun. Little Miss Bossy. It would be really sad if you bragged about this, but player 2, you really boned up that dis or dat.
The binge pipe algorithm has detected hurt feelings.
Oh, that means it's screw time.
That's right, Cookie. Using the screw makes it hard.
Well, then let's get on with it.
Consider yourselves nurtured, consumers.
I don't need you anymore.
Introducing It's All in Your Headlines. Which of these newspapers is actually fake news? The Plain Dealer, the Mercury News, the Star Ledger, or the Daily Bugle? Hope you like what you picked. Yep, while the other 3 are among the top 25 U.S. newspapers in circulation, the Daily Bugle is fictional. Peter Parker worked for it in the Marvel Universe. And personally, I don't care if the news is real or fake, as long as it can totally ruin my day. Next up, Sabbatical to the bone. What makes the most sense to do after high school if you take a gap year? Fold Lucky Brand jeans, fold 1969 jeans, fold Arizona jeans, or fold Diesel jeans? Okay, who chose what? Congrats, you got the folding part right. 1969 is the brand name of Gap jeans. Round 1 is history. Where's that beautiful scoreboard?
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand, you're highly valued, but your score is not. Your performance has triggered the need for another screw.
And keep in mind, round 2 screws screw even harder, and you'll net more cash for each player that answers wrong. So do not be afraid to use that thing. Better get those answers in fast, player 1, before you get screwed. Oh, and did I mention all the money's doubled in round 2?
Really good stuff.
6 trombones is not a parade.
It's time for The Boy Who Lived and Rocked. It's gotta be tough when you've defeated the most powerful evil wizard of all time, but that was 10 years ago, and now you work for the magical equivalent of the DMV. Anyway, Imagine Harry Potter on a nostalgic kick makes a Horcrux shout-out Spotify playlist. Which song would Harry not include? Single Ladies Put a Ring on It by Beyonce, Cuts Like a Knife by... So watch out. You just got screwed, player one. Hope you're a fast typer. And how'd we do? In the Harry Potter books, Voldemort shattered his soul into pieces, hiding them away in everyday objects. They were called Horcruxes, and no part of Voldemort's soul wound up in a knife. Because even Voldemort knew the greatest magic of all is a power ballad sung by a Canadian with a mullet.
La vie est un canard. 7.
Oh, here's a good one. Mythed it by a mile. If John Legend only sang Greek legends, which of his songs would be describing the quest of Prometheus? Wake up, everybody, Made to Love, Start a Fire, or Let's Get Lifted. What'd you guys pick? Excuse me. What a pity. Want a hot tip on a right answer? Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity.
Hey, question!
We'd like to give you the illusion of control. Would you like a question about time or a question about space? Pick an option on your device now. The choices have been made. And now, we'll fulfill our promise and deliver your content.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of eight.
Here's one for you. A question about time. Which of these time travel devices is the most immediate threat? A DeLorean hitting me in 1 millisecond, a phone booth landing on me in 1 nanosecond, a police box crushing me in 1 microsecond, or a naked robot striking me in 1 picosecond? So who got it? A picosecond is a trillionth of a second. Giving me just enough time to admire his glorious Austrian physique and get out of the way. Na, 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 na. This one's called I'm Pooped. Whose life can best be summed up as eat shit and die? Canis lupus, alligator mississippiensis, Ursus maritimus, or Scarabaeus sacer? Who picked what? Scarabaeus sacer is the scientific name of the dung beetle. My Aunt Carol lived by the same philosophy. At least that's what she used to yell at people while she was driving. Sabes que es lindo, yes, perritos. Behold. Syntax to the max. Grammatically speaking, what's a contraction? What's a contraction or question mark? Okay, what'd you pick? A contraction is when a noun and a verb combine and you replace the omitted letter with an apostrophe. Welcome. Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. Follow the rules. You can't follow the rules unless you know what they are. Good luck. Player one takes it! Way to go, Player one. Math says you're just barely our winner. But what does your heart say? Think about that, then think about this.
You don't know Jack!
kids, do you believe in a world of make-believe? Then you too are susceptible to identity theft.
This week on Captain Funtime's World of Hard Adult Lessons.
Who wants to count my credit score? It won't take long.
Truffles and tea cakes, tickles and truffs, they are equivalent treats. If you asked me to choose, I'd say, oh, that's a muse, because they are precisely equal to me.
Sorry, what was the question? Binge Pipe is not being coerced into introducing You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, our CEO is a terrible little man who thinks he's doing good.
Hello, I'm Cookie Masterson, and as a child I was bitten by a radioactive trivia host. Then my uncle died, so I have to do this. Uh-oh, double trouble. Just don't switch places or anything, I'm easily confused. And since we've got an audience, how about we make this interesting and add an audience bonus to every question? What do you say, shall we?
Time for question 1.
First, I think the lady doth protest about the right amount. If a group of protesters wanted a way to measure how much #resistance they were generating, what should they add to their chant? What do we want? Blank! When do we want it? Now! Volts, ohms, Gs, or amps. Let's see who got it. Can't do anything right, can you? The preferred answer is, ohm is the electrical measurement used to measure resistance. Back in college, I went to a lot of protests, and let me tell you, we almost won the right to publicly urinate with a doctor's note.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
How about this one? Can you feel the glove tonight? Man, Donald Glover is so multi-talented. If Donald Glover moved to France to become a glover, what would his glove-making pseudonym be? Childish coiffeur, childish boulanger, childish gantier, or childish couturier? I love this part. In a word, that is not the correct answer to this You Don't Know Jack question. Oh, look at this. A gantier is a French glove maker.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Here we have a delicious bowl of Fruit Troops and a heaping helping of It's a Dis or Dat. I'm gonna list off 7 names, and for each one you tell me if it's a character from Joseph Heller's novel Catch-22 or a discontinued breakfast cereal from General Mills. Don't think too hard, I'm only giving you a few seconds to decide between from Catch-22 or a discontinued General Mills cereal. And you're both doing this together, so focus up. Ready? Good. Applebee. Sir Greatfellow. Buckwheats. Corn. Captain Aardvark. Baron von Redberry. Hungry Joe. You barely rose above my expectations. Okay, let's move along.
I don't need you anymore.
Why not try an inconvenient fiction? Which classic literary character would hate wind farms the most? Scrooge, Hamlet, Heathcliff, or Don Quixote? So what'd you pick? Oh, hindsight. In Miguel de Cervantes' novel of the same name, Don Quixote mistook windmills for giants and tried to attack them. So a wind farm filled with hundreds of power-generating windmills would probably seem like an army of giants. Try this on for size. The menu of your dreams. Suppose you're casually dating, but suddenly realize you want to get married. Where should you make a reservation if you want to propose in a restaurant named after a part of the brain that turns short-term memories into long-term memories? The amygdala deli, the cerebellum bistro, the peckish piriformis, or the hungry hippocampus? Let's see how that shook out. The hippocampus translates short-term memories and stores them for future reference. If you really want a meal to be memorable, may I suggest ordering something that will repeat on you? That's it for round one. How's everyone doing?
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand, maybe you should try winning. Looks like someone needs a little more help.
And don't forget, round 2 screws have crazier effects. Plus, they earn you a bigger bonus for each player that gets the question wrong. So don't be shy about using that thing. Player 1, your only hope is to answer quick before player 2 has time to screw. Oh, and by the way, all the cash in round 2 is doubled, in case you care about things like that.
Just wonderful, Cookie.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Next up, my love language is my love of language. If you're dead sea scrolling through dating profiles, what dating app are
Some users say the Binge Pipe menu screen is too interactive. Are you tired of streaming services that are actually real and provide real services and aren't just a satirical wrapper for the latest iteration of a video game franchise? Well then, Binge Pipe is for you. Binge Pipe can't pass on until we present You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, we put the slogan in We Need a Slogan.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and I just want to let you know that Binge Pipe has your best interests at heart. At least that's what they wrote on my car in pig's blood. I suppose you two will be wanting separate checks? And please follow me if you will.
Time for question 1.
First question. Temp to squirm. I think I might have a temperature, but all I have is this axillary thermometer. Where should I put it? Up my butt, in my ear, in my nose, or under my armpit? Hope you like what you picked. Look, I'm as surprised as you this isn't the right answer. Axillary thermometers go under your armpit. But when I'm not using it, I do keep it in my butt.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
It's time for a nice shape. If you decided to start dating shapes, which would offer the most stable relationship? The mysterious square, the charming rhombus, the passionate circle, or the hunky triangle? Okay, let's take a look. Don't cry, it'll grow back. Here's what a right answer looks like. Because all their sides are connected, triangles are the strongest and most stable of the shapes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they cut pizza into triangles, because it will never, ever let you down.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Next, you wear what you eat, and it's a this or that. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a piece of fashion from the Victorian era, or food served at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding reception. Think fast, you'll only get a few seconds to pick between Victorian fashion or royal wedding food. And you're both doing this together, so pay attention. Okay, let's do it. Croquettes. Impulse. Lappets. Langoustines. Epaulets. Verbena. Chapeau. That was nice and forgettable. Moving right along.
I don't need you anymore.
Here's one I like to call, nothing says I love you like a charred pile of animal bones. If Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones received a Mother of Dragons Day card from her kids, whose signature would not be included? Viserion, Falcor, Drogon, or Rhaegal? Okay, what'd you pick? I think you know it's coming. Viserion, Drogon, and Rhaegal are Daenerys' 3 dragon children, but Falcor is the dog dragon thing from the Neverending Story. Never-ending story is also how book readers describe George R.R. Martin's writing process. Here's one for you. Deep Shark Secrets. If you said I've got bigger fish to fry to a great white shark, what would you be frying? A blue whale, a whale shark, a bluefin tuna, or a giant squid? I love this part. Honestly, a whale is not a fish. A whale shark is the biggest fish on Earth. That we know of. There are things down there in the deepest deep, unmentionable things. Maybe a shark with the face of a dog, or a dog with the face of my mom. Who knows what's down there? Round 1 is officially behind us. Let's see how the game's shaping up.
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand. Wow, you are really doing it! Poorly. The data we have acquired demonstrates a need for an additional screw.
And keep in mind, round 2 screws screw even harder. And you'll net more cash for each player that answers wrong. So don't forget to use that thing. Better get those answers in fast, player 1, before you get screwed. Oh, and remember, questions are worth twice as much in round 2.
Now that's good game design.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Coming up, what the Pope don't know won't hurt him. If electronic media were around in the 1600s, which of these files would be considered not safe for work inside the offices of the Catholic Church? Hamlet_must-read.pdf, The Truth About the Sun _Galileo.doc, Rembrandt_Judas-painting.jpg, or King James Bible _raw uncensored.wave. So what'd you pick? Kinda thought that choice pretty much narrowed it down to the other 3. Guess not. Correct answer, reveal yourself. Galileo's belief that the Earth revolved around the sun got him convicted of heresy and a life sentence of house arrest.
Hey, question!
At Binge Pipe, we value your needs. Would you like a question with nothing to hide or a question with an ulterior motive? Vote on your devices now. Well, that was a waste of time. Binge Pipe will select the slightly better option.
Je trouve Jerry Lewis seulement légèrement amusant. 7.
I call this one a question with an ulterior motive. Hey, so just hypothetically, if anybody were to ask where I was on November 24th, 1971, what would you say? Wasn't that the day the Lindbergh baby was kidnapped? Wasn't that the day D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane? Wasn't that the day the Black Dahlia was found? Or Cookie was with me? So who got it? You're off by about 20 years, just like those police sketches. I thought it was obvious it was this one. Oh yeah, I guess the criminal known as D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane and stole $200,000 on November 24th, 1971, and then vanished without a trace. Weird. Not that I was trying to get an alibi from you or anything. I'm just saying maybe some of this old soggy money just happens to find its way to your score.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of 8.
Let's try the most dangerous trivia game. The alien predator is an apex predator, but what is the apex of that predator? Its bone necklace, its wrist blades, its scary mask, or its loincloth? Oh, look out. You're dealing with the screw, player 1. Come to terms with these terms of service. Let's see who got it. Bad job. The better choice would have been apex means the uppermost part of something, and the predator's mask goes over the top of his head. Monsters from the 80s just won't die. Only last week, my neighbor was mauled by a Care Bear. Yeah, that screw is a good move, player 2. Here's that cash. Up next, Charles Deep Sea Dickens. If you read a book about a sad yet street-smart sea urchin, he would most likely say,
"Please, sir, have pity on me. I got no heart, mouth, feet,
or
anus."
Okay, who chose what? Sweet dreams. It shouldn't be this hard. Sea urchins do not have a heart. But that doesn't mean they can't love. Love is universal. You know, like uni in sushi. No? Okay, never mind.
Sabes que es lindo, yes, perritos.
Introducing Octopus Coffee, Queen Elizabeth, or Frankenstein.
Octopus, coffee, Queen Elizabeth, or Frankenstein. It's a monster.
Subject of an erotic film produced by Andy Warhol. Octopus, Coffee, Queen Elizabeth, or Frankenstein. What'd you guys pick? And here's where the money is. Andy Warhol's Flesh for Frankenstein was a sexy take on a character made of corpses. You made it to the Well, excuse me for living. Here's your clue. Do D's rhyme? It's simple. What words rhyme with these D words? Good luck. Player 2 takes it! Way to go, Player 2. How does it feel to win? Is it like diving into a pool of pudding and eating your way out? No, not like that. Okay, just asking.
You don't know Jack!
Welcome back to Talkin' Mystery Mountain. I'm joined as always by my panel. Guys, wow, how about
Binge Pipe thought it would be a funny prank to bring back You Don't Know Jack. Binge Pipe, the all-seeing elder gods are hungry.
I'm Cookie Masterson, and I will be your guide. Now close your eyes, take my hand, and jump! 2 players. When this is over, one of you will be the winner, and the other will be blaming your phone for being weird. All right, here we go.
Time for question 1.
To begin with, screaming for merci. What would be a geographically accurate subtitle if FX did a spin-off of American Horror Story called French Horror Story? FHS Frankenstein's Monster, FHS Opera Phantom, FHS Headless Horseman, or FHS Dr. Jekyll / Mr. Hyde? It's a 2-parter. Who picked what? It's alive! But your score is dying. Isn't it obvious? The Phantom of the Opera was originally published by French author Gaston Leroux in 1909. I'd watch French Horror Story just in hopes of seeing a haunted bidet.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
This one's called The Most Poorly Researched Show on Earth. Which of the following statements about P.T. Barnum is the most historically accurate? Phineas T. Barnum faked a mermaid using a monkey and a fish. Peter T. Barnum led 21 elephants across the Brooklyn Bridge. Patrick T. Barnum lost 2 museums in a fire. Or Percival T. Barnum read his own obituary. And how'd we do? P.T. Barnum sewed a monkey and a fish together to make a fake mermaid. In fact, all of these facts about P.T. Barnum are true, but his full name was also Phineas Taylor Barnum. But back in those days, everybody was sewing monkeys and fishes together and passing them off as mermaids. It was basically the ice bucket challenge of its time.
Why don't we do it with 3?
Feast your eyes upon this. Yet another reason I have a hard time watching House of Cards. And it's a this or dat. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a Netflix original program, you know, like Stranger Things or one of those exclusive Adam Sandler movies, or a picture calibration setting on my HD TV. Answer quick, you'll only have a few seconds to choose between on Netflix or in my TV settings. And you're both doing this together, so look alive. Here it comes. Tits. Right. Easy. Resolution. Whoa. Dark. Smoothness. Hey, let's hear it for lucky guesses. Now let's keep going.
I don't need you anymore.
Behold, CSI just desserts. Okay, you just murdered someone. You don't want the proof to be in the pudding. That's the first place they'll look. Where could you hide the murder weapon? Inside creme brulee, inside a haggis, in spotted dick, or in a Christmas pudding? Let's see how that shook out. Oh, grow up. Creme brulee is in fact a custard. The other things generally taste like ass, but are technically puddings. take a good look at... I always cry during Pixar questions. If the boy from Coco traded his guitar for a Japanese instrument with 13 strings, what would you call the movie? Coco with a koto, Coco with a dogo, Coco with a mobo, or Coco with an oboe? Okay, who chose what? A koto has 13 strings and a rectangular shape. And it may have the ability to connect you with your dead ancestors. I don't really know. I gave up after 2 lessons. That's the end of round 1. Here's who's going to live the longest. I mean, current score rankings.
Currently, player 1 is in the lead. Player 2, on the other hand, you're making everyone feel bad. When the going gets tough, the tough gets another screw.
And remember, round 2 screws are more powerful, and they'll net you more cash for each player that gets the question wrong. So do not be afraid to use that thing. Player 1, I'd answer fast if I were you, unless you're looking to get screwed. Oh, and did I mention all the money's doubled in round 2?
I feel good about this.
6 trombones is not a parade.
Oh, here's a good one. From here to maternity. What might you have heard in the delivery room as Zeus gave birth to the goddess Athena? Breathe deep, then push out of your chest. Relax, then one big push out of your belly button. You got this. Just push out of your forehead. Or, whoa, is this... Well. You knew that screw was coming, player 1. Good luck following the bouncing answer. I love this part. Could be worse, in theory. Athena was birthed from Zeus's forehead as a fully grown adult. And if the birth happened from way up in the forehead, I can only imagine the size of that episiotomy. Expert screwing, player 2. Spend this wisely.
Las payers se moquent de moi. 7.
And now, my inner truth. So I've had a moment to reflect, and there's something I have to confess, and I think I should do it before we go on any further. I didn't really get that episiotomy joke at the end of the last question. What's an episiotomy? An incision of the trachea, an incision of the sacrum, an incision of the perineum, or an incision of the lymph nodes? I'm pretty sure it's one of those things. Let's see who got it. No. No. You will call the right answer by its name. Oh, okay. An episiotomy is a surgical incision of the perineum. Got it. Got it. All cleared up. Totally understand now. Thanks.
'Twas then I learned to heed the winds of eight.
This one's known as I've seen a lot of things. So imagine professional wrestler John Cena had the ability to see into the future, but only while eating cookies. Hold on. Sorry, I can't believe I have to do this again. What's a perineum? I refuse to sully this game with an answer. I refuse to taint this game with an answer. I refuse to tarnish this game with an answer. Or I refuse to blemish this game with an answer. So what'd you pick? Interesting choice. No. Here's the answer that got away. Oh, okay, yeah, taint, got it. Poor Zeus. Coming up next, what is vexing Brother Josh? And chest strut fits lime floor.
It's time for
Get those typing fingers ready, because the longer you take, the less money you make. Okay, get ready. Take a look at the gibberish phrase and tell me which popular advice it rhymes with. Bro Josh been too chagrined. And pay no attention to that punctuation. Disregard the risk. And do the thing that could end badly. Toss your worries into a gale. I give up. What was it? All right, let's move on.
Sabes que es lindo, yes, perritos.
Take a good look at Sooner or Later. Time for another round of, oh my God, don't move. Stay completely still. Okay, the national animal of France is right behind you. Just be calm, and eventually it will get bored and swim away. It will ruffle its feathers and strut off peacefully. It will show its teeth, but just growl. Or it will crawl under a rock very, very slowly. Okay, let's take a look. The national animal of France is the Gallic rooster. And it looks like... okay, it's gone. You'd be surprised how many of our contestants are killed by roosters. Welcome to the... I see you already know the rules. Here's your clue. Don't hate the game, hate the players. We'll give you the game. You tell us who plays it. Good luck. Player one's got it! Well done, player one. Squeaking by with a win like a mouse with nothing to lose. Way to go. But keep in mind,
You don't know Jack!
Truffles and tea cakes and truffles. I love them exactly the same. If you asked me to pick, I'd say that's a trick because I love them exactly the same. Oh!